Through examining how Bnei Yisrael respond to tragedy this week, we're able to understand about the essence of tefillah itself. Bnei Yisrael are scared. Aaron has died. They've been attacked by the king of Arad. And now Hashem is taking them around the land of Edom. And it seems at that point, as they start walking, they're going south again. They're going back to Yam Suf. They're backtracking. They think they're about to go for another 40-year wandering in the desert. And that scares them. At that point, at their perspective, it seems like all is lost. And they start complaining. They complain to Moshe. They ask again, Moshe, you bring us here to the, bring us to the desert because there's not enough bread. There's no water there. It's an interesting language that the pasuk uses. B'nafshenu katsa b'lechem haklokel, referring to the man. The nafshenu katsa, we're done. In Hebrew, ma'us, we're disgusted. We just have no more strength to go on. Moshe, we're done. We're finished. We can't deal with this setback. In their eyes, it's a setback. And Hashem comes to teach them a message. He sends a plague of snakes. So why snakes? The Rashi explains because they had said Lashon Hara about Moshe and Hashem. They're trying to take them back into the desert. And as the response that Hashem tells to Moshe about how to solve this issue is also interesting. It's not enough for Moshe to just daven. It's not enough for Moshe to daven. The Or HaChaim explains why wasn't it enough for Moshe simply to daven to remove the plague. The Or HaChaim explains that the issue here wasn't just removing the plague. The issue was an issue of tshuva. They had a crisis of faith. They didn't believe in Moshe and Hashem anymore. They had to do tshuva. It wouldn't be enough to simply deal with the symptoms if they didn't deal with the root cause. Then we have to ask ourselves, how is making a bronze snake? And every time they would look at the snake, look up at the snake, they would be healed. How is that going to deal with the root cause? The Mishnah in Rosh Hashanah, Daf Kaftet 29 explains. Is it that the snake heals or kills? Of course not. But when they would look up at the snake, they would dedicate and rededicate themselves to Hashem. They would look up at Shamayim, at the heavens, and recognize that Hashem is the one who's ultimately holding the key to their healing. It was through the tshuva of looking at the snake and coming to the recognition that Hashem is the one in control that ultimately healed them. Not just the act of looking, but really it's the internal process that took place of tshuva. This actually leads us to an incredibly important point about tefillah. The Sfat Emet explains that the experience of tefillah is not meant to just get our prayers answered. That's the catalyst. That gets us into the door. That gets us to start davening. But that's not what the essence of tefillah is. The essence of tefillah is to make ourselves more God-aware. To recognize that Hashem is the one that holds the key to all our needs. When we come to this recognition through tefillah, we make ourselves naturally more receptive to Hashem's blessings. We also recognize that sometimes we're not answered. Doesn't mean it wasn't a good tefillah. A good tefillah would be defined as one who is increasing his level of God consciousness, of recognition of Hashem in the world, of God awareness. Even if we're not answered, because in our eyes, sometimes going backwards looks to be the most terrible thing. Bnei Yisrael start going around Edom. They're going back to Yam Suf. They think they're going backwards. They think it's all over again. Hashem comes to tell them, you only know part of the story. Because sometimes going backward is exactly the path that we need to ultimately get to our destination. When you recognize the ultimate navigator, the ultimate driver, Hashem. You're looking up at the Nachash, you're looking up at Hashem, become more conscious of God and how He's guiding each and every step that we're taking. Then we'll be cured. Then we'll be able to understand that sometimes even steps back is actually simply the shortest route to our destination. Where Bnei Yisrael failed in their test by not being God aware, our hope is that we can succeed in our daily tests. Shabbat Shalom.